أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا ذلك رجع بعيد قد علمنا ما تنقص الأرض منهم وعندنا كتاب حفيظ بل كذبوا بالحق لما جاءهم فهم في أمر مريج أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج بهيج تبصرة وذكرى لكل عبد منيب ونزلنا من السماء ماء مباركا فأنبتنا به جنات وحب الحصيد والنخل باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبع كل كذب الرسل فحق وعيد أفعينا بالخلق الأول بل هم في لبس من خلق جديد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد وجاءت كل نفس معها سائق وشهيد لقد كنت حميد ألقيا في جهنم كل كفار عنيد مناع للخير معتد مريب الذي جعل مع الله إلها آخر فألقياه في العذاب الشديد قال قرينه ربنا ما أطغيته ولكن كان في ضلال بعيد قال لا تختصموا لدي وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد ما يبدل القول لدي وما أنا بظلام للعبيد يوم يقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد وأزلفت الجنة للمتقين غير بعيد هذا ما توعدون لكل أواب حفيظ من خشي الرحمن بالغيب وجاء بقلب منيب ادخلوها بسلام ذلك يوم الخلود لهم ما يشاءون فيها ولدينا مزيد وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هم أشد منهم بطشا فنقروا في البلاد هل من محيص إن في ذلك لذكرى لمن كان له قلب أو ألقى السمع وهو شهيد ولقد خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما في 6 أيام وما مسنا من لغوب فاصبر على ما يقولون وسبح بحمد ربك قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل الغروب ومن الليل فسبحه وإدبار السجود واستمع يوم ينادي المنادي من مكان قريب يوم يسمعون الصيحة بالحق ذلك يوم الخروج إنا نحن نحيي ونميت وإلينا المصير يوم تشقق الأرض عنهم سراعا ذلك حشر علينا يسير نحن أعلم بما يقولون وما أنت عليهم بجبار فذكر بالقرآن من يخاف وعيد صدق الله العظيم
Alhamdulillah, thank you all for coming out. Inshallah, we have a very short talk and discussion for you all. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ajma'in. So, one of the things that we wanted to highlight today for this talk and really discuss back and forth between ourselves is something that we kind of coined the term as Arabization or Arabization. And this is referring to the Arabic or the excessive use of Arabic and its attachment to Islam. Now, of course, we take the statement of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, right, who said that the gift Allah gave to the Arabs is the Quran. And the Quran, right, the ajaz of the Quran, one of the miracles, the great miracles of the Quran is Arabi, right? Ijaz al-Arabi, right, is a miracle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in the Quran, and it's a miracle that He gave to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in terms of being able to compound words and sentences together and give a lot of meaning in them. And we have so many statements in the Quran referring, right, to the Quran as in Arabic, right, for many reasons. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives many evidences for this. Now, when we look into Muslims, Arab, non-Arabs, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this Quran, made His religion accessible to all, and He made it for everyone, Arab or non-Arab, and that there should not be a barrier or an extra barrier for non-Arabs to become Muslim. And we know that Islam spread to many lands. So was it Ijaz al-Arabi? Was it Ijaz al-Quran? Was the miracle of the Quran that the people that were not Arabic speakers, what was the miracle that made them become Muslim? It was actually the Ijaz al-Khuluq, al-Adab. It was the miracle of the character that the Quran had, the character and the content and the etiquettes and these things. This is the miracle of the Quran that the non-Arabs inherited, that made them Muslim. And for us living in this country, there are certain things that we can talk about. For instance, we all Muslim, Arab and non-Arab, Arabs and non-Arabs, we all say, for instance, we'll say inshallah. And I teach a lot of converts, and a lot of times the converts, they're pressured into adopting an Arab name. They're pressured into adopting an Arabic name. And where is this evidence from? Who knows? And then you see a lot of times, for instance, I was giving a lecture at another masjid, which I'm not going to name, of course. I was giving a lecture, and of course I give the ayat and the ahadith, I give them in Arabic, I give them in Arabi. But a man, he got very angry with me. And he got up in the middle of the talk, and he said, Al-Arabi lughat al-Jannah, Al-Arabi lughat al-Jannah. He kept saying it, and he stormed out of the room. He's saying Arabic is the language of the heavens. And he stormed out of the room. And I've heard this hadith before, but I said, let me research it. What I found on this hadith was da'if and da'if jiddan. It's a weak hadith, and it's a very weak hadith. So where did he get this from? That this kind of extreme reliance upon the Arabi and the Arabic language, and there are many barriers to many people. For instance, sometimes you'll hear a khutbah, you'll hear a talk, and the khatib, the speaker, will give a talk on taqwa, and he'll keep saying taqwa, 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 and maybe never once he'll actually say, what is taqwa? So they're talking about taqwa, and there are maybe half the people and they're just lost the whole time. Or tawbah, or these words that people need to learn, right? Of course, there needs to be some type of connection. But there needs to, at the same time, for us, we need to start thinking. Like, I know a lot of people, if the person's not Muslim, and they want to say in their talk, like they want to say while they're talking to them, Inshallah, or God willing. If the person's not Muslim or doesn't understand them, they won't even mention it. They won't even mention, like you can say to someone around, you can say, you know, I'm going to do this at such and such, God willing. And a lot of people right now, for instance, a lot of people, there's a joke. Everyone jokes like, oh, if someone says Inshallah, that means they're not going to do it. You know, and everyone laughs, right? And a good joke, right? And this is such a powerful word when you say Inshallah, as it's supposed to be used, as it is used by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the rhetoric and the ahadith by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah is such a powerful word. But because the meaning has been displaced, it's kind of lost it. That, oh, if a child goes to the parent and asks him for something, and the parent says, Inshallah, that means no way. And so there is this, and part of that can be talked about, that we use these words and we forget what they mean. And that's part of it, is that the reliance on the language while displacing the meaning for people, for all different types of Muslims, and of course in talking to non-Muslims, how do we talk about God? Because the way that we talk about God is like, it's meant for a small circle of people, and then everyone else is not included. And then the people that are included, they don't know how to talk about God to other people, because they learn the religion in these few short words, and then they're not able to communicate what they actually know about God, or what they actually feel about God, or what it is about this religion that's beautiful. So we run into problems of accessibility, making Islam accessible for all people. And so I wanted to get your thoughts, inshallah, on how, especially with this, how do we eliminate the barriers for others while still encouraging more advanced learning? Because it is well known that in order to advance your learning of this religion, you should learn Arabic. We need to encourage people to learn this language. But just because we should encourage people to learn that language doesn't mean we shouldn't make it easy for others to learn the religion and to access the religion and come into the religion. And so I think that's where we can kind of start our discussion. And how do we feel? How do we feel about this topic, and how do we feel about what are the lines? And one of the things that I like to think about is, for instance, our clothes. You know, this is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing kind of a traditional garb and hat. And many scholars, many ulama, they will say that the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad is to dress like the Prophet Muhammad is to dress like him. However he dressed, to dress like him. And then you have other scholars who say that the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad is that the Prophet Muhammad dressed like his people dressed. So the sunnah of the Prophet is to dress how your people dress. And there are many evidences for this, as Allah says, وَلَلَبَّسْنَاهُ مِمَّا يَلْبِسُونَ. Like if had an angel, Allah sent an angel to the people, He would have dressed him in how they were dressed. So there are many evidences for this. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِ. And we never sent a messenger except in the tongue of the people, but not only the tongue, but the culture, the prophets. They were all, Allah describes them as they were inside and within the people that they were sent to, that they understood them, their emotions, their cultures, their socio-economic, monetary living, and so many things, the standards. The prophets all understood these things. And so there is much merit to this understanding of Islam. So I think that for us, let us, just kind of go around and see what some people think. Does anyone have any thoughts on the topic so far, on solutions, or on, how can we kind of navigate through this course as individuals, and what should we expect of our institutions or our masajid for this specific topic? And as an ummah, how can we kind of, as a people, as a Muslim community, how can we kind of move forward, finding that balance? Any thoughts? Any thoughts for the woman? Okay. Yes, Sajid. Yeah, go ahead.
Just maybe my way of thinking. Probably we should. The born Muslims, the Muslims who are born in a Muslim family, they should be able to identify the differences between the religion and the culture. They shouldn't intermix religion with the culture. So for example, as I said, like if I wear that kind of toe, that's maybe a culture. I don't know, I'm just saying. Maybe a culture.
Yeah. Whenever I wear this, and sometimes I wear this to the supermarket, I really don't. I'm not scared. Maybe that's because I also have red hair too, I don't know. But really it's just comfortable. And it's very easy for me. I just put it on and that's it. Other times, you see me, I wear something completely different. So it's exactly. It's not a matter of religion.
Yeah.
Unless it becomes immodest, like for instance, I'm wearing, nothing wrong with wearing something else, but unless my pants are very, very tight, then it's a matter of religion. Then that's not a matter of culture anymore. So yeah, for the most part though, yes, it's very cultural. Yeah.
So we need to, the point I was trying to make was that we need to be able to differentiate between what is culture and what is religion. So we don't impose cultural things on new Muslims. Or people who are trying to learn about Islam. We don't bring in our culture and this is how you need to do things, this is what you need to wear, you need to change your name, you need to this basically we need to give them information about Islam rather than the culture.
So let me impose a question then. This masjid, this mosque, is called YUSUF Mosque, correct? We live in America. Why don't we call it Joseph Mosque? What's the problem? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I have a couple of comments regarding the language.
Yeah.
Number one, who is Arab? According to Sayyidina Muhammad, I believe, an Arab, إنما العربية لسان. If you speak Arabic, then you are Arab. Period. The second comment, Arabic and the Arab is very rooted in not the religion, but also the history. To the point where Al-Shafi'i decided definitely that the ruler or the imam should be from not only Arab, but also from Quraysh. If you are not from Quraysh, the tribe, Quraysh, then you should not be allowed to rule the Muslim. that stayed from Sahaba when they are going, who should rule after Sayyidina Muhammad died? Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Amawiyyin, Abbasiyin, these are all Quraysh, because it was not allowed. Or, and the reason behind that is if you are not Arab, if you are not Quraysh, then you are not going to be able to understand Arabic, and if you don't understand Arabic, you cannot rule the Muslim people, period. Then came the other military power, like the Ottoman Empire. They didn't even speak Arabic, but they had the power, so they ruled. This is the thing about the Arabic language. The other thing regarding, yes, it's okay for in fact, isn't it okay for someone to pray in his own language?
Given if they
You
don't
read the
know
Fatiha,
better.
you to Allahu Akbar in the name of the most merciful.
I haven't heard that.
I think one of
I've
the
heard that
scholars,
Salah
one of the four scholars permitted the Muslim that don't speak Arabic to pray using their own. I believe.
I mean, I've heard fatwa for those who don't know they don't know any better, that they can, but they should learn, right? Because the salah is something that's considered to be a different
Yes, I understand.
different section.
I think I read this somewhere. One of the four scholars permitted that.
Okay.
Also, we are all brothers here.
Yeah.
The Arab, and according to the Quran, they had two states. Either you are Arab or Ajam. It's very, very discriminatory.
The Ajam, is that what you
You
said?
know what Ajam means? Animal. That means
Bahima
you
al-Ajam.
cannot express yourself. If you don't speak Arabic, period, you cannot express yourself. That's what the Arab believe. That's why Al-Ajam, if you speak Ajam, then if you speak Arabic, then you can really express yourself.
Oh, sorry. These are all like human-made things.
These are rooted. I'm not saying this is right or wrong.
No. What I'm trying to come back to is the Prophet ﷺ last sermon.
Right.
He said no Arab is better than superior than non-Arab.
That's right.
White is superior than black. Rich is. Given that sermon, I think.
No, and that's a very well understood, and the Arabs, the Arabs, what you have to understand as well is that they did go through this arrogance in a sense that, based on what you're saying, for instance, that there were Arabs who used to go up to Persians, and they would say, for instance, how many words do you have for lion? And the Persian would say, I have one word for lion. And the Arab would say, I have hundreds of words for lion. It was, the language is something that was taken pride in. And that's why the miracle of the Quran came in that language. But we, for instance, we can understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for instance, He does say that I sent the Quran in Arabic. But what does He say after that? He says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ, so that you can understand. Right? And so the Arabs, they were able to understand it. For us, and for those who do not speak Arabic, there needs to be an understanding that the Quran is to be understood. Right? It's not supposed to be just in Arabic so that these people are divided, and these people are divided, and these people can understand, and this can understand. No, it's for everyone to understand. And also understand this, there are miracles that the Arabs understood. For instance, the Quraysh and different people, they understood it in their time. But there are miracles of the Quran that we're understanding that they didn't understand. Like the scientific miracles of the Quran. These are miracles for our time. Right? They didn't understand them then. Now we're starting to see them. In 100 years, there are going to be miracles of the Quran that we didn't understand and that they're going to understand. We don't know. The Quran is very timeless in that sense. So, you know, and the hadith actually mentioned, I've researched it, I found it was a da'if hadith.
هو إنما العربية اللسان.
Yeah, إنما العربية.
I know, it may make sense, really.
Yeah.
If you speak Arabic, then you are an Arab. Because Al-Bukhari, for example, came all the way from Russia.
Yeah.
You know, so and he speaks and he is considered Arab. Actually, the other thing also I would like to mention is nowadays, what is the value of Arabic language without the religion? It's deteriorating, correct? I think. How many books are written in Arabic? How many books are translated to Arabic to start with? Very, very little. Arabic without the Quran and the Muslim are really deteriorating badly. And without the Quran, I think Arabic would be a dead language in our time. I think you all agree. If we want,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think it went too far with that.
No.
There are millions and millions of books since like, I don't know when.
What kind of books?
You name it. Scientific
400
books, there's related
400
books,
million people
literature.
talking Arabic and you're
I
talking
mean, that
about
is little.
the deterioration. I don't think so.
300 million of them, they send their kids to English schools. And the other 100 million, they don't, or French schools. The 100 million, they
It's a
can't.
minority, only the rich people know, but the majority they don't do that. But 400 million people speak Arabic now in the world.
Yeah.
Now, but think about their
But
kids.
when you're talking about books, I agree with you, like
Now,
are poor in creating.
So what keeps the Arabic language alive is only the Quran and the Islam, and that's about it. So actually the language, Arabic language is cornered into that part also. But for example, how could you translate a book in computer science now in Arabic? There's no such a thing. The people don't even do it. They just use English. And the technology is pushing very hard toward eliminating these
and
languages.
colonization. I mean, wherever you go, even in the Arab world, you find the, you know, science books in French, and you find them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think right now we are talking about the consequence, not the cause. When you're saying that the language is deteriorating and all of that,
Yes.
I believe everyone is responsible for this. For Islam to spread, look when Islam spread it, every single country Islam entered became Arabic in language.
Not really.
No, Egypt was not Arabic in language.
Look at Ottoman Empire and look at the Persian Empire. They accepted Islam and they refused Arab.
Yes, but at the same time, you have Erdogan who's speaking Arabic better than me, who I'm from Egypt. So having Egypt I'm from Egypt, that's why I'm calling.
Yes.
So by the time of the Sahaba, when the Islam spread, you went to Algeria, Morocco, those guys they were Berber. They were not
Yes.
speaking Arabic.
Yes.
But now they have Arabic as their language.
And they coming back. Look at Morocco, for example, the Amazigh. Amazigh now they're very proud of the
Yes, but that's exactly my point about what you were saying.
Yeah.
You are coming for us because we are not doing our job, and you put the language as the cause for that. Now,
I'm not saying the language is the cause for that. What I'm saying is the language is deteriorating because the technology is pushing and pushing very hard.
So-
Using Latin language.
Sure. Can you give me just a minute to finish
Yeah,
my thought
sure.
on this? So what I'm just saying is to spread the religion really well and to have this religion established, you need to have the Arabic language. Because that's, for some reason, Allah designed that like this. Regardless of, we love Arabic, Arabic is strong, wherever it is. Any country that the religion or Islam went into it became Arabic in tongue. Okay. It spoke the Arabic language, and you have to be really strong on Arabic. As you said, Bukhari was coming from Russia,
Yeah.
but he has to learn the Arabic so he can become the
Well,
muhaddith.
that's for scholars. Those
Yes,
are for your argument.
but
It's not for the
what I'm
average
just saying-
person.
Islam went to Persia, no. Ottoman Empire all India and Pakistan, nobody changed the language.
I think the 1 minute for me didn't finish yet, so if you can just let me finish. So what I'm just saying here is, if we really want, back to the topic you were discussing at the beginning, if we really want people here to become really understanding things, we have to be, as institutions, we have to promote the Arabic teaching. And I believe we have the Arabic teaching in a very traditional way. It's a Sunday school, you can come or not. A lot of issues, and all of us are aware of it. I believe we have to strengthen that more, become more that language is really enjoyable for the kids, implementing more techniques in that. And back also to your topic about using Arabic words in khutbah and people are not aware of it. You have a valid question about that, but I think at the same time we have to put the English meaning, but not completely shut the Arabic or the Arabization. Yes, so it has to go hand to hand, but I believe right now we are really weak on teaching the Arabic language in the Islamic institution. And for some reason or another, that's really deteriorating. And now Arabic is just using it in prayers and that's it. And that's why most of the new converts cannot really relate much to the religion, because they sometimes, it's like I'm hearing Chinese thing. I will never have it in my heart as somebody who understands Chinese. So I think we need to strengthen that more and
Sure.
have it.
Yeah, any other, anyone want to say?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I'm not. I was born in Indonesia, so I'm not Arabic. I mean, but lucky me, I was born in a family that teach me how to read Quran. So I know how to say alif, ba, ta, and tha. And
Sure.
so what I'm thinking now, but still I cannot speak Arabic, and I don't really understand. And even until now, I don't really understand the Quran. I mean, sometimes I read the Quran, but I don't know what is the meaning of this ayah. But, so it's very hard for me to understand Quran more and more. So I think I don't really agree with user that the institution should have a responsibility to make Arabic class or something, not only for the kids, but also for people like me who was born not in Arab, so I can't speak Arabic at all. So, but I still want to learn in this age. I mean, so I tried to look for some classes actually in ISBCC or here, but unfortunately I didn't get it.
So how much Arabic do you learn in Indonesia?
So it's like this, sir. We learn Arabic from the age of 5, but it's only for reading the Quran. That's all.
For how long?
Yeah, since but it's not a program in our. It's just in masjid, but not in program in our
Not
school.
in school.
No, in
Oh,
school.
The government don't sponsor Arabic.
No, so we are a democratic country. We are not Islamic country. Although we are the most, the largest Muslim in the world is in our country.
Yes.
It's more than 200 billion people.
Yeah.
Is Islam, but
So Arabic is not even a second language in school?
no
like
at all.
French or French?
No,
No?
no. That's why that's a very big problem for us to understand Deen.
It should be at least.
Yeah, but so some of them have a motivation because they believe that Allah gives the easiness to read Quran, to learn about Quran, to learn about Arabic language. So most of them try to learn and try to spread the language, also the Deen with an Arabic language. But yeah, it's come back to us again whether we want to learn or not. So I think I do really agree that we have to make the institution or create an Arabic class for.
No one can make the argument that we do not need Arabic. No one can make this argument. If you want to really have a better relationship with the Quran, you have to do it through Arabic. No one can make this argument. This is something that is undeniable. The argument is, however, how do we as Muslims, right, who have and embody the prophetic character and the way that he conveyed Islam, like you have, for instance, hadith on the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, dealing with a woman who is basically deaf, and she can't talk, and she hears only a little bit. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he asked her, "Ayn Allah? Where is Allah?" to see if she is a believer. And he says, "Where is Allah?" And she points up. Okay. And then he asked, "Who is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? Who am I?" She said, "You are." Right? And then he taught her the sign language of La ilaha illallah. This is the legacy of our Prophet. He made the religion accessible to everyone, the blind, the handicapped, the one who doesn't know Arabic, the one who knows Arabic. He made it accessible for everyone. And so we need to say, we can't just go up to people who are trying to make them understand the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and on top of all of that struggle then say, well, guess what? You have to learn Arabic too, and you have to know what this word is, and that word is, and that word is, and you can't even listen to a sermon without not understanding, okay, what's taqwa, what's tawbah, what's, you know? And so there's not, although we do need more effort in Arabic, we also do need more effort in making sure that we are making it easy for people to at least get the basics, so that they can say, I want to learn more. I want to get more advanced. And so that's something, yeah.
Basically what he's saying is that I'm from the Indian culture, so we learn Arabic just to read, for the people who speak Arabic here. They teach us, we don't know how to, we don't understand it. We know how to read it, but we don't understand it, we don't know how to write it. We can read it, and even if we write it, we don't know. But we have translation. Having said that, there are big scholars in India and even in Malaysia. So I think what you're talking about is how do you get to understand the Arabic language?
I have a simple question for you. In the 12 years of basic education in every country, there is a second language. Is Arabic?
It's not Arabic.
You see,
never.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not. Listen.
It's not.
Listen. This is how it works. India
Like, for
was
example,
colonized by the British.
here,
Okay.
you
The
can-
second language there is British. Listen to me.
Yeah.
The second language there is British. Okay.
English.
English. Sorry.
Okay.
English. Malaysia. I don't know what the second language they teach. French or something. I don't know.
So Arabic is not one of the options that the student
It's
gets
not
to-
in the educational system
Not in the
overall.
educational system.
It is outside the educational system.
Thank
So
you.
when we
That's
learn
all.
Arabic, it's at the masjid.
Yes.
You know, it's not part of the school.
So the government is not really keen to teach kids Arabic. So
Well, come on, that
Isn't it?
we can't stop pointing the finger at. We can't keep pointing the finger at the government. Okay, it's for us as individuals, as communities, to and as individuals. So for you and I cannot complain that we don't know Arabic and we can't find anywhere. That's rubbish. Okay, I can tell you that. If I want to learn Arabic or really want to make an effort, I can go online. There are classes here and there. You can do it, brother. Okay, so you can't say it's not available. That's the first part.
Okay.
However, what you're really saying is, it's not a regular class that's available here, there, and everywhere, like, say, if you want to learn French or German or whatever, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you and I need to make more effort if we really want to learn Arabic.
Yes.
If we want to go to a job and learn something, we spend 5 years going to whatever and doing that. So the advantage we have, we can already read the Arabic, right? So we could go, you know, whatever, you know. But then, in terms of not understanding it, there's still a translation. I mean, that's what I do basically. So
So you have to learn it
your
by
complaint
ourselves.
is not valid. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's
now
my
you
position
can-
anyway.
Now you
Okay,
can
Max.
answer this question to us. Why Arabic is not an option for the students in the basic education in India, Iran, or after pick any country? Why it's not an option for them?
Those are secular countries.
I'm sorry?
This is a secular country.
Yeah.
Can you enforce Arabic to be a second language in the United
Yes,
States?
in Boston, some schools, the Arabic is an option.
It's like then saying
It's
it's a religion. You're making a
Why?
religious argument.
No, Arabic has nothing to do with the religion. It's
That's
a
how it's
language.
associated.
It is. It is.
That's why you want Arabic in the schoolroom, because you want them to learn the Quran. That's your position, isn't it? Let's be realistic about it. It's not because you wanted to travel to the Middle East.
So,
Yeah. The point. Okay. Let's
go on.
let's give an example, for instance. And I spoke about this earlier. When I'm speaking to my Muslim brother, I will say, Inshallah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And MashaAllah or Subhanallah, I'll look at the sun. I'll say, Subhanallah, the sun is so beautiful. But if I'm talking to my coworker who's English, if I'm going to say, Inshallah, I just won't say it at all. Like, I won't say, God willing, I'm going to do this to my coworker. No, I'm not. And why not?
They won't understand.
But they will understand if I say God willing.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, okay, right.
So why shouldn't I mention Allah? Why should I stop mentioning these things just because the other person, right? When I should remember God in front of them. Or if I say, instead of saying Subhanallah or I'm with some English, I say, how amazing is the Creator? Look at how beautiful the sun is. Right? So you can start to make them think, and we just talked about Ibrahim alayhi salam. What was one of the amazing things that Ibrahim alayhi salam did? He made people think. And so how do we make people think? These are non-Muslims, they don't speak Arabic, but our whole religion is in these key Arabic words. We need to trigger them with these words. We say God willing. We say how amazing is the Creator. And we don't have to say it in these different ways of like, all praise is due to God. Like, no one understands that. You have to say it in ways that you would talk normally. How amazing is the Creator? How beautiful is the Creator? How great of an engineer is the Creator in constructing this and doing this? Find different ways to use the language that they speak to make them get closer to thinking about Allah. And so if we're not using the language, know that other religions, know that Shaitan is using the language. Shaitan's using the language. Shaitan is using the rhythm and the beats and the music. He's using the media. What is the media? When you see those commercials, you look at the commercial, it's just like Shaitan. It comes, whispers to you, go to Burger King, and then it goes away. And then 5 minutes later, it comes back, go to Burger King, and then it runs away. That's what Shaitan was to our parents in Jannah. Go eat from the tree, and then he disappears. Go eat from the tree, and then he disappears. That's exactly how. So they're using everything against us, so many different ways. But for us, we're still saying, all glory due to the Lord of the heavens and the earth. We don't know how to communicate.